we have some formal monitoring plots out there where we have photo monitoring, but we also have transects out there that we lay out a tape and we'll go out and put a meter square down, and actually in that meter square we'll assess all the little plants coming up and we'll list them, what they are, their species and composition. Well, so this is the first year we saw a lot of the plants that we seeded in there. However, this year what we've seen just a majority of native grasses in that. And those were seeds that were in that seed bank that had nothing to do with what we seeded. There was a seed bank that survived that fire, and it's now coming up. I like to think that the efforts that we made with that bear team helped to stabilize some of the soil and provide those native seeds an opportunity to take and germinate. But I can't say definitively that was the case. I think at the end of the day, our landscapes, especially here in the Southwest, are a lot more resilient than we give them credit for. I think that given some time and given rain and some opportunity, I think that they surely can bounce back. But I thought that was really neat watching that from year to year, and I can't wait to see it next September.
I'd like to add to that, a lot of the evolution in this area is fire related, and so a lot of our plants are fire adapted. And what you're going to see over the next several months and years is, and you look at the hillsides around here, every place you see oak used to be a fire. And over the next several years you'll see a gorgeous bunch of aspen that's coming up in the higher country around here. And so nature has its way of being resilient on its own, and the adaptation of, because of the hundreds and hundreds of years of fire, we do have a lot of fire resilient and adaptive plants that will come back.
A good example of that, just for perspective, in the mountains above Santa Fe, back in 1880, 1890, there was a major fire there. Now, for the last 50 years, the aspen has been a big, draw for tourism and stuff in the fall. People want to come see the giant aspen groves, see those colors change. And I can very foresee another 50 to 100 years from now, Ritos will be in the same way. Giant, huge aspen groves on the mountain.
We've got time for about one more question.
Yes, sir. One thing I'd like to do as a private property, I'm thirsty for knowledge about these things that are going on here. And I'd like to express my appreciation to the group, Mary Weaver and others who put this series together, because we have lots of questions. And this is with the understanding that not all is known. Even with an illustrious panel such as this, nobody has perfect knowledge of it. And the second understanding is, of course, even with the best we can do, Mother Nature bats last. My question has to do with thinning. People have suggested for private property and for public to thin out their properties of trees. And I had 5 acres thinned out by, designated by Roger according to New Mexico state standards. And it's sort of a uniform distribution. And then another 5 acres, I did clumps, just as Ranger Warnick has said. And I'm glad that clumps are being considered as well. In looking at what happened in the Little Bear Fire in my area, in Sonterra, there were some unintuitive things. We had been told that thinning helps with the fire suppression. Well, there were some properties out there that were the dog hair thickets like you showed on the thing. Those were the ones that didn't burn. The ones next to them that had been burned, the fire blowtorched through that and took out all the trees. So that is sort of counterintuitive to what I had learned before, and I'm thinking that because this wind was such a big factor in this fire, that one might consider clumping into windbreaks as well as fire breaks in between might be important, and I'd be interested in anybody's expert opinion on that particular conclusion.
Okay, I think I can answer part of that. fires kind of take a characteristic of their own, and they basically go where they want, but they're wind driven, and the winds are determined by the canyons and the ridges and so on. So it might hit one particular area, it might have a narrow pattern where it hits a thinned area and the dog-hair thicket is next to it, but that's because the wind is driving it in that direction. So there's so many variables, wind being one of them, slope, aspect, all of those things play a big part in where that fire is going, and some of it is totally unknown. That's what it is.
Fires are tornadoes,
Yeah,
very select.
basically. Yeah.
Well, and the other thing I'd like to add is, if you guys remember when the Cocopelli fire happened, we had fires, we had homes that burned in the grass, and others that were in the trees that didn't burn. There was one group of homes, let me think about this, there were 4 homes in one group and 3 of them burned, but the one that didn't burn was the one that everybody thought should have burned because of the way it was composed. We can do the best that we can in helping to thin and giving guidance, but is there really any, do we have a 100% guarantee that your home is going to be safe? We can't do it. We can give you our best collective advice and hope that you use fire materials on the side of your home and you do Firewise and you do thinning, and that we can get our neighbors to do the same thing. What are the things that we do as these agencies, and not just these agencies in the room, the State Land Office, the BLM, we all work together, and what we've done in the past is gone out and thinned here and thinned there, and so now what we're looking at is how do we connect those dots so that we can hopefully make a difference.
We appreciate that, thank you.
I'd like to add one thing. Through the big fires of the last several years, there may be idiosyncrasies and things that have happened, but for the most part, they're getting to have a database as to what works and what doesn't work. And so we're getting closer all the time to doing that. And a lot of the things that Firewise teaches that we've learned and put in practice have saved numerous homes throughout the last several years. And so we're learning more and more and more, and as that science develops, we'll be able to save more. But fire, you get things like fire whirls and things that you just can't, if you look at fire like water, that's the way it moves with air. And it eddies around things, it rolls over. One of the reasons, for instance, we used to try to push fire to the pinyon juniper, and the reason is that thick pinyon juniper, unless it was really hot and dry, there wasn't much under it to carry the fire, and so it didn't carry the fire through there. And so there, like Frank said, there's so many different variables in these things you have to kind of look on a case-by-case basis, and the science is where it is, and we try to keep up with the science as much as we can and adapt it to what we're doing in our individual agencies.
And with that, we are going to have to wrap it up because we want to honor our time. These folks and some of the other folks in the room, they really are trying to, make things better, help us make things better, but, private property owners really have to play a role. That's why we're so glad to see so many of you here in the room and asking questions, and I'm sure folks will hang around a few minutes after if you didn't get to ask your question, and then Frank still has some things to look at. So we need to do a few door prizes real quick, and we've got some really great things. There's a video called The Greatest Good. This was donated by the Smoky Bear Ranger District. It's a very, very interesting DVD. And so pull your little red tickets out, and we're going to go through these kind of quick. Okay,